Welcome to Savvy Business, Life Unscripted, with your host, Christina Rivera, where our guests share their wisdom and valuable business tips, empowering our audience to expand their personal potential.
Welcome, Aris and Rhonda Persidis. I'm so grateful to have you here on Savvy Broadcasting today. We're going to talk about Rezi, your awesome new app and social media. We talked a little bit just prior to pressing the record button. I was like, we should just stop talking and press the record button already, because we were talking about such awesome content on, a lot of people have just taken themselves out of the social media arena. I did. I got off of Facebook for a while because it was just so icky. That, it was, I don't want to be in this negative environment. And so we're going to talk about how Rezi is actually changing that for everyone and creating a wonderful space for people to express themselves without the ickiness. So let's share a little bit about your backstory and how Rezi came to be. Who wants to start?
Oh, I'll
Rhonda,
jump in.
why don't you go? Yeah.
Sure. And thank you, Christina, for having us. We're excited to get to, talk more about Rezi, and we hope the word gets out and that it genuinely helps people and families to have fun actually expressing their feelings in a safe way. So my background, nothing super exciting. I did event planning and hospitality for years, and I did sales, but I loved working with people always. And then when Aris and I together, we started a family several years back, and your mind shifts, your priorities shift. And we started seeing so much negativity in the internet world and in social media, and we wanted to produce something better. And so we wanted Rezi to get out there and really help people and help families be able to have fun talking about their emotions again.
I love it.
And just to build on that, I'm a nerd, and a card-carrying, proud nerd in AI and related technologies. And when our little one started to grow and see all the devices, and you have those ideas that go through as you watch your next generation wrestle with these things. And it was this conversation with Rhonda and seeing what's around us. And we just decided to do something about it ourselves. And that's the idea.
Yeah. We started seeing families and kids and learning more about the importance of the social and emotional development that kids need when they're younger. And so often the world gets so focused on academics for kids and learn this and 2 + 2 that we forget that if they don't understand how to recognize emotions in themselves and good, healthy ways of how to cope with that, that's going to carry them throughout their entire lives. And I think we see it even in adults today, where that missing piece is so important. And we just need to go back and spend some time learning about how we feel and how to cope with that and enjoy coping with it.
Exactly. Feelings are awesome. Don't push against
they are.
them. Even not so good feelings. You're feeling depressed or whatever. I talked and I mentioned there was a skit by C.K. Lewis, the comedian, where he said something that just caught me that was really interesting. He said, in the old days before we had social media, people didn't look for follows, clicks, and likes to feel good about themselves. They would just, like, you had a bad day, you pull the side of the road, you bawl and just cry. Now you go look, let me get the likes and the shares and the whatever to get that sense of feeling good about myself. And sometimes you just need to feel those negative emotions and let them go through you and not try to push them aside by just scrolling on your phone or putting out a post that sometimes might not be so nice.
Absolutely. And one thing about Rezi is Rezi actually comes from the word resilience. And, if we can find better ways to help bring ourselves back up and to see those natural peaks and valleys of daily emotions that we all experience, that's that builds a lot of confidence in young people to be able to see, I can pull myself back out of this slump. And also to spot sometimes when you need to ask for some help. And that's also very, very important.
Yeah.
To extend that idea, one of the things that surprised us was the appeal of Rezi across different ages. Literally, we were thinking that we will build this for young adults. But then the parents started to see this and came back to us with all sorts of ideas like, why can't this be used as a family icebreaker around the couch or the kitchen table or something like that? And our response was, why not? Of course it can. Yeah. And one thing snowballed and went to the other. And Rhonda, actually, you came up with this amazing idea of the digital deep breath. So I think that needs to be brought out because it's such a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Well, we designed Rezi. One of its hallmarks, and one of the hallmarks of GNB, our company, is it's always hate and troll free. We just don't have room and space in our life for negative comments. So we wanted kids, teens, adults, everyone to feel safe expressing themselves on Rezi. And to find a great way for people to have fun again, talking about their emotions with people that they trust. To go back to that concept of there are some things that not everything needs to be shared. I need some time to reflect with myself personally first. So we came up with the concept of a digital deep breath. And Rezi actually can help people learn to use social media in a more positive way, where they're not jumping at every emotional trigger and posting something immediately. It gives them time to calm down, look at what they're really feeling, spend some time with themselves first, and maybe even feel so much better that they don't have that instinct to post something hurtful or hateful that not only can hurt others, but can also come back to hurt themselves. And that's something I think that's so hard for young people today is, they express an emotion that maybe if given 24 hours later, they wouldn't have said, and it's out there permanently. It doesn't allow time to make those mistakes and learn from them.
Yeah, I love that. It's interesting. I had a boss many years ago who would blow her top, get really angry, and send these really nasty emails. And I was her assistant. So one day I saw her typing away, really angry. I was like, stop typing. And I said, what's going on? And she told me, oh, this happened. I'm so angry at Jim, and I'm going to write him an email. I'm like, no, don't write email. In fact, here's what you're going to do. You're going to write about why you're so upset at Rob or whatever the heck his name was. And then you're just going to save it in the what do you call it? Draft box.
Yes, draft.
Yeah. Yes. Just draft that puppy. Do not send it. She said, but no, just draft it. And then, in an hour from now, let's go look at it again, see if you're that angry or how we could talk about it in a way that will get Bob to actually listen to what you have to say.
Yes, that's so important. That's so important. Right.
It is. And we do that with emails. I had a catastrophe happen a couple of years ago with a vendor, and they really made me angry. And I remember I was typing in Google and I put it in draft, but by accident, I pressed enter. And it went out to them before I was ready. And I was like, when you want to just get it out of your now I learned, don't put their email up there as you're drafting. Wait till you're ready to send it.
Right.
Lovely.
Absolutely. And Rezi has failsafes. It does not actually allow free text. So it is safe for everyone, for all ages. You're not going to accidentally put something out there and have it go out to the masses that you were not ready to share. So
that's great.
It's funny. So I'm sure the statistics are slightly wrong, but the average American spends 3.8 hours a day on their mobile device.
No.
Across the entire spectrum. Think about that. And of course, we do all sorts of things. So it's not as if most of that time is spent on social media, but about half of that time is spent reading or posting on social media. And so we wanted to create this bridge before you go do whatever, if it's emotionally intense, maybe take this digital deep breath. And one thing that we wanted to do is absolutely remove the possibility of trolling and the hate that exists. And the one way to do this is to self-express, which is what people do on social media, but without words. What do you think you look like when you're really mad? So we built these Rezis, these series of characters that reflect all manner of emotions. There's over 4,000 of them on the Rezi platform. And they can be built and assembled and selected in all sorts of ways, and they animate, and there's jingles. And we simply wanted to reframe the ability to self-express, but taking away the nastiness. And very excited by how it's going.
That's
And
awesome.
Christina, you brought up such a great point about sometimes how we get to typing and we need to express if it's anger or an emotion. But sometimes people don't always know what words to use or what to say for all ages.
Mhm.
And so we thought, well, let's find a way visually where we can find avatars and characters and see emotions, if it's in a face or in nature or all the different great characters that are on Rezi,
Mhm.
and recognize our own emotions in that and be able to keep track just for yourself. It's not tracked. It's just a digital animated journal that you build yourself whenever you choose to save an emotion, both good and bad. And you can look back on it and see, I'm having a really great week.
Mhm.
I've had better, but it gives you a chance to understand more about yourself and get to check in on how you're doing. So it's a very easy way to journal and express those emotions for yourself.
Journaling's so awesome. I had hired a mentor about 12 years ago, and one of the first things she had me do was journal. I'm like, journal, but pen to paper, actual pen to paper, which I don't really
Right.
like to do. But it was great. It was great because you get so in tune with things you don't realize that are just, we'll have this negative talk go on, and you don't realize that you're just in a kind of negative cycle, just going in circles. And then when you put it on paper, you're like, well, life isn't that bad. I have a job, I have shelter, I have a wonderful family. And you begin to reflect that things aren't as bad as you're kind of drumming up in your head.
Absolutely.
Christina, you know something?
Yeah.
You reminded me of an interaction that Rhonda and I had with a group that works very closely with patients across the United States that suffer from chronic fatigue. And this is an absolutely horrendous, horrific experience. These poor people have no energy when the episodes and the attacks hit. They literally have to stop, go into a dark room, curl up on a favorite couch, cover themselves with their favorite woolly, and just let the world go by. And one of the things they were telling us when they saw Rezi is that I am sick and tired of posting on Facebook that I feel lousy. My friend, I mean, there's no novelty. I can't even sit down and type that. I'm so tired. What I love about Rezi is the fact that it is low energy self-expression. We thought, what on earth does that mean? And that meant to them that I can show how I feel just by pressing one button. And in fact, that Rezi character is a lot richer than an emoji, which is like, what a big deal. We're way past that level. And so again, it was unintended consequence for us. To realize that what we built made it extremely easy to self-express. If you don't have time, if you have time, if you just want between you and your mobile device, which is 3.8 hours of your life anyway.
No. But we thought that was so important too, with the added elements of emojis are great. There's times you click a button and it's simple, but our emotions aren't always that simple. And so one of the characters with Rezi, we call him Edgy. There's 3 right now. We have Edgy and Tree and Puddle, and they're all 3. They're very artistic and colorful, and they're so fun. But one of the great things about Edgy is you can pick a different emotion for your head. You can pick a different emotion for your heart, and then a different way to physically show how your avatar wants to express those emotions. So you might say, in my head, I'm depressed. Something has made me sad, but in my heart, I feel hopeful. But I just want to daydream today, and you'll just levitate on a little cloud. So there's all different ways that you can combine emotions and dig a little deeper. It's so really, really cool. So,
we had, we even had some of the visuals to show you and share with you if you wanted. Because that's exactly what it is. But again, it's this idea that self-expression can be about things that appear conflicting. I feel depressed, I feel horrendous up here, but there's something somewhere else that's giving me hope in my heart. And what I want to do is boogie out.
I love it.
Where else can you show that?
You know, I love this because it's become a thing for me when I email with my clients because of the disconnectedness of a lot of us being on lockdown. I start to do these funny memes to express what I'm feeling that day. And I would send it out to my clients and they get a laugh. Like I worked out in pain. So I'd be like, So some picture at the gym where someone's in a lot of pain or a bad hair day, and people get a laugh, and it was a way to be humorous visually, but also yeah. So it's kind of what you guys are doing, but you've done the work for me. If we go,
there you go.
yeah, because I don't have to go find a way to put that picture together. How can people get into the experience of Rezi and experience it for themselves? How do they do that?
They download from the app stores. They can
very easily. Yeah.
It's very, very easily. They can go onto the Grid News Bureau website and navigate to the Rezi page, which gives a lot of information about one of the things we didn't talk about. We've invested very heavily into safety. And if it's okay with you, we want to talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, go for it.
But it's extremely easy to bring Rezi on board. You can just download it from the app stores. All of the information is on our website, greatnewsbureau.com, one word, and it's really easy. So if you are on Facebook or any of the other social media mega platforms, have you ever tried to change your privacy settings? How many pages did it take? How many buttons did you press? Yeah. And do you know if it actually worked? What did we do? We put a big button on the home page, the home screen, that says Digital Safe Zone.
Love it.
You press that button and you know what happens? Your profile, your Rezis detonate immediately in front of your eyes. Poof, gone.
And with Rezi, there's no
recover them. It's not one of those games. We wanted to build as good safety from the beginning and privacy. And that's how we see the world. At the end of the day, if you're going to self-express, at least give yourself a chance to make sure that your Rezi is super private. And Rezi is between you and your device.
Love it.
And that's the way that we thought that might be might add to the conversation.
Right. Yeah. If you share Rezi, it's with a physical person that you trust right next to you. It's not something that you're going to post out there and have millions of people look at it and comment. It is for you and you alone, and you can erase it whenever you want with one click of the button. And even if people were to get in there, there's nothing in Rezi that if anyone did see, it would ever be harmful, which is really great.
Yeah. And so let me spell Grid News Bureau, GRID News, like NEWS, Bureau, BUREAU.com, and Rezi's REZI, where they can find it on any app store, right? Google Play and all that.
Yes. Android and iOS. And yep, that's awesome. May we say one quick more thing about it?
You betcha.
Awesome. Thank you. Because Rezi, it has fantastic emotional avatars, but there is more fun to it, which is terrific. It also has short form video, but without commentary, just good inspirational content from everyday people, from celebrities, from a wide mix of people wanting to share what inspires them, how they've been coping with the difficulties of the last couple of years, or if there's something they're passionate about, whether it's overcoming bullying, dealing with the stress of school, of sports, everyday life.
How do you cook donuts?
Exactly.
It's not, which is a very important issue.
Right? Yes, it really is.
Whatever moves you and makes you feel better. Our son came up with a great way to think about Rezi. He said it just makes you feel better. And he loved that.
And we need more of that. We need more feeling better than feeling icky. Well, I think I have to thank you again, Aris and Rhonda, for coming to share this great wisdom today. Get everyone feeling positive again on social media, a safe place for them to really express themselves. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christina. We appreciate the time.
You betcha. Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Like, subscribe, and share this episode. To listen to more savvy episodes and savvy biz tips, go to www.lifeunscriptedradio.com. To find out about our paid sponsorship opportunities or how to become a guest, email Christina at lifeunscriptedradio.com.